Miss you.
Woohoo!
All right. Hey, what's up? How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another Student Game Showcase. I'm your host, Skinny, and I'm here with Zach Super and Skye Mednick.
What's up?
So, let's see. Zach is a designer at Digipen, and Skye's an artist. Go ahead and tell me a little bit about yourselves, guys, starting with Zach.
Okay, so I'm a designer at Digipen, but I'm like a BAGD, which means it's more like art focused. So essentially, like my focus is systems design, so like balancing combat damage numbers and like stuff like that is kind of my forte. There's kind of a lot of stuff you can do with it, like encounter design also, but yeah, that's kind of my gig.
Very cool. All right, Skye.
I'm a BFA. We can wear many hats. Right now, I'm working on environment modeling and texturing, particularly around hard surfaces, using things like Blender, Maya, Substance Painter, etc. Pretty cool.
Very cool, very cool. And you guys have been working together on a couple of games for the game project class, is that right?
Hell yeah.
Very cool. All right. We're going to start with one from last year, I believe. Flatline.
That's right, on Steam, baby.
On Steam. Very
Finished
cool.
it up over last summer. Got it all together. It's pretty short, but hey, it's on Steam. That's exciting.
Very exciting. Give me a second to turn the volume down so that I can actually hear you.
Boom. You gotta hit
Right there.
save changes, I think.
Ah, I see, I see.
Thing
One day we'll
about
figure out how to get to
Flatline
that button.
Oh dear.
was
there it is.
it was custom engine, so
Oh, yeah.
a few things are kind of quirky.
Okay.
Turns out custom engine's hard. I don't know exactly how or why, but I just know that it's not as simple as I can't just make the guns point at players right now.
Right. Yeah, something about code being like hard or something, I guess, when you have to do it all yourself.
Something about
or
it.
other.
Something about that.
Programmers are kind of just like degenerates that don't deserve rights.
Hot take. All right, so
Ellen.
this art style is like already a huge draw and focus of the game. So let's start with either one of you talking about like what was sort of the inspiration for the style of this game.
Well, I'm not an artist, but what I will,
The Inception.
I was there at the inception. That's why I kind of stepped in. We kind of looked at a lot of stuff. We were all really hyped for Cyberpunk at the time, so we all wanted to make a Cyberpunk game. That's kind of how that boiled down. And then we were like, Japanese is kind of aesthetic, so that's where that came from.
I see.
And then I'm pretty sure the city in the background is based on this one anime, and I forget what anime it is. Yeah, and then Scarlet, the main character, was like based on a few people, including like a Metal Gear Solid character was kind of a big
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, and then Skye, you were not there at the inception, is that correct?
No, it's scrubbing it up with this other team.
Oh, yeah, that must have sucked. Must have been
yeah,
awful, a horrible waste of
man,
time.
Those people. Yeah, so I joined in second semester for this project. Enemies were not where they wanted them to be, so I came in and I took over all the design and animation for them, just trying to, like, make them fit the style and deal with... It's easy to make an enemy red because red bad, except Scarlet's the main character.
Right.
So I had to find some fitting color palettes and still make it feel dangerous. And I copped out and I basically attached a gun to a floating dinner plate. So
I do like the dinner
Pretty
plate.
fun to animate.
Yeah, they are. They're easy to make out. They're dangerous, right? Like, I'm skinny. Dinner's bad. I get it.
Yeah, we did get a lot of
Never,
comments throughout.
Like, the faculty only ever called them dinner plates, and I had to go from, like, being, oh, I made a floating gun to, okay, I'm the dinner plate guy. It was real fun, though, because I could reuse the animation on him for the variants you see in later levels.
Yeah, I am.
Zach got more guns.
I'm excited to get to that.
So,
go for it.
I mostly did the levels in this game. So, like,
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask about. Was the level design?
Yeah. Well, I'm your guy.
Perfect. Tell me something. Tell me something cool.
So originally in the first idea, the whole game was going to be like more of an interior kind of thing. And we were like, okay, we're gonna have this rooftop segment, and we made the rooftop segment like the prototype. We were like, damn, like, and then basically the artists and the programmers were like, you're not gonna have more than one environment, are you? And we're like, haha, no.
Of course not. I would never dream of such a thing.
Yeah, so, but it wasn't very diverse, so basically what I came up with were these, like, where the different layers of buildings was how I got, like, some of the platforming. I mean, this third level, I think, here is kind of one of the better uses of it if it doesn't bug out really hard.
Alright, well, I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
I do like the rain.
You know, we did want rain.
About the rain was when we tested the particle system using none other than Big Chungus himself.
True.
Oh, I do like that variant.
Oh yeah, hey, beam drone. But then, see, now you cross over, and now the building you passed by, you jump on. See, you know. Oh god, you gotta go back up. You fucked it up.
All right, I'll stop. My bad. Ah!
Yeah. You know, the character controller just ended up so slippery, and there really wasn't much we could do friction-wise.
Oh, I see.
You know, the programmers used to tell me that it was like, oh, but she's in the rain, so don't worry about it.
I see.
Yeah, that sounds like them.
They're all environmental storytellers at heart.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man. I'm fighting the urge to check my Discord right now. Because I keep forgetting it'll show up on screen if I do that. But it's like blowing up in my ear right now. I need to silence it.
Send all kind of embarrassing things to call you out on screen.
Alright, I know. I probably shouldn't have spelled out my credit card details and my social security number the last time I was talking to all my buddies.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna read your mind. You ready, Aaron?
Alright, I'm ready.
Your credit card starts with a 4.
That may or may not be true, audience. Oh boy. Yeah, so, the people who are watching right now can't really see it, but jump is not A. It is right trigger or right bumper. Which I think is a very interesting design choice, and I'd like to hear your thoughts, Zach, on the process for designing the controls for this game.
Well,
Didn't
okay.
crash.
It used to be A, okay? That's where it started. And then but the problem is, so can you, instead of moving real quick, see that arrow, or kill that guy first? It's not bugging you. Okay, and then, so move the right stick around. Yeah, see the arrow?
Yeah.
So that's like, as you know, but like, where you're aiming the dash, right?
Right.
But if you're playing controller, which I'm assuming you are,
Right.
then your thumb is now on the right stick. And so your thumb is off the A button.
Right.
And so a lot of people, when we had, because then we had options. We were like, okay, well, it feels better if you bump to jump, because then you can still aim your dash. But people just didn't want to choose that option. They were like, I want to jump with A. And I'm like, well, it's suboptimal. Do you realize that? Until eventually, like, we just took it off, you know?
Yeah.
Because they just couldn't do it. They just couldn't jump and dash. I don't know. That was really the thought process there.
I see.
Ironically, it works better, like, that whole thing works better on keyboard, in my kind of opinion, because you can just kind of, like, WASD where you're going to go. and just space to jump. So like
Right.
it kind of works that way. But I don't know. It was a call.
It was indeed a call.
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely used to it, but
Yeah, and I think that bump to jump, I mean, has proven to be a more effective way of maneuvering the controller, but it is something that's a lot harder for people to get used to.
oh yeah. I mean, we could have left A as an option, but like they'd have to learn claw to be optimal, you know. And like, I
Right.
felt like it's easier to teach them bumper than claw.
Yeah, that's a good point. I love the
Glad we got
soundtrack.
Lightning. Oh yeah, Axel's a beast.
I would like to get Axel on here sometime. That'd be a lot of fun.
You know-
Definitely. He's working on this like crazy fantasy game right
Oh,
now.
wow. Yeah.
You know,
He's a big synthwave fanboy, so
Right.
I hear he was a big driving force for making a cyberpunk game.
I would believe it.
oh
Oh,
yeah.
there's another dinner plate variant. It's the brunch
Yay.
plate.
Love the claw gun attachment. It's pretty hype.
Like my favorite colors were the initial
Ooh.
one, but the claw I think is just the coolest and was the most fun to animate because like all those parts are their own thing and you can barely even see it, but I had fun.
I like the claw. It adds a lot of personality to him. Oh, you know what? Maybe Discord isn't blowing up as much as I thought it was, and it's some of the sound effects in this game. Oh, oh.
Uh-oh.
I think it is Discord. Oh, come on.
So here we go. This is the infamous elevator level.
Mmm.
Infamous because we were like, you know what? If you can just make background elevators, we can do some environmental, you know, variants in this
Oh,
play.
I see.
And you know, Tammy, our environment artist, was like, screw it. And so we got pipes and elevators, and we did it. And you know what? I don't know if we were fully prepared.
This level broke constantly,
Yeah.
and anytime they wanted something, they'd be like, "Hey,
Ow.
artists, I want to do a cool thing," and artists were like, "Screw you! This is the worst semester." And so they really basically had to prove to us that they were gonna die on that hill.
Yeah, you know, honestly, this was easier. It turned out okay, but
Yeah.
one of the bigger problems was also not just like getting the art, but like the engine just broke, man, on this level.
Yeah.
The collider didn't like it. Oh yeah, and there's this area right here. If you fell too fast, you'll just die. So just don't do that.
Oh, I see. Okay. How
'Cause
fast
the
is too fast?
You very nearly died.
Because you'll basically like edge of the screen is death, right?
Right.
You fall off the screen and like it doesn't follow you fast enough down that shaft. So, you know, happens.
It does indeed happen. I like the variety that this level gives, switching to the close quarters environment. I think it was worth the technical risk to try and make a level like this.
Well, thanks.
Yeah, I think it gives the game some personality and diversity that it would have needed if you had stuck to rooftops the whole time. Oh god.
Yeah.
We would have needed like way more rooftops.
Yeah.
Oh man, I hope this runs to the end because there's one little asset that I spent way too long on at the end. It was like the end of the semester. I was burnt out. It was tedious. It was troublesome, and it gets cut off. It didn't wind up
Oh
getting
no.
right, and it gets cut off, and so it's one of my fond little memories. And I just recently used the same technique in my current game. I have to go back and touch that one up.
Hmm.
And,
This is really
it'll be
nice.
fun.
I like this sky bridge quite a bit.
Sky Bridge.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, this was one of our like vision pieces, you know, pitching
Yeah.
together. You run across the sky.
Tammy, Tammy
Yeah,
was
like
super on board for the Sky Bridge. This is one that the designers didn't have to fight for.
Yeah.
we were like lightning in the background, which by the way we didn't get till Steam release.
Oh wow, it looks
Yeah.
really good.
We got something crude,
Yeah,
like
we had it.
super basic at the end of the semester.
If I recall, that this level didn't have the rain come in before Steam. I don't think, if I recall.
Oh.
It's a little weird.
I think the problem was the rain was showing up inside.
Oh yeah, I do
For
remember
the
that.
deadline, we just opted not to and then fixed it up.
Yeah. Okay, this is the end here.
Flatline.
Oh, I did the glass.
The glass.
I love it. I love the glass break.
At first, the designers wanted you to like jump out the window
Mm-hmm.
and then like have a whole cutscene where she lands in a car and drives off.
Right.
At least Jack
Very
did.
badass.
Jack really wanted that.
Yeah.
And it would have been sick, but it wasn't happening.
I know. I can't even count the amount of times that I heard designers talking about cutscenes for that first game course, and I don't think I saw a single one. But
I think Monster Labs game.
Ooh, monster.
oh, Monster Lab's gross.
Yeah, those guys are insane. They make
Yeah.
the rest of us look bad. Don't feature them. We'll be embarrassed.
All right.
You know, what's funny is since on Steam, we get like Steam reviews now.
Oh
This
yeah.
one guy did like a YouTube vid, and I watched it, and at the end he was like, this is a good game, but like I wish there was like a boss at the end. You could like dash through. And I
Yeah.
was like, God damn it, dude. God damn it, because we had one.
Boss got cut.
Yeah.
The boss got cut.
The bosses
And it was
always get cut.
Like he described. It's exactly like he described. It's so
Yeah.
fucking.
Well, I think you guys. I
It's
mean,
gonna be really cool.
this was a really solid project, you guys. The art style works really well, and I think that the extra work that you put in on the enemy Skye really, really shows, and it gives the different enemy types a lot of personality. Makes them fun to blow up. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
All right, I
there
want
you
to
go.
see all these other people. You, Jack Makarov.
Hey, my girlfriend's in the credits, right there. Bingo.
Ah, look at that.
Voice actress.
Mike Lemon. Nice.
Mike. Yeah, me and Mike.
Me and Mike. All right. Oh, I forgot to turn my face cam off for this. I was gonna do that. I did not. This is the most Game 200 game of all time, and I mean that in a good way, says the saucy boy in chat. Well, thank you, saucy boy. All right, so that was a team project. Was there anything that we didn't quite go over that you guys wanted to touch on as far as like the development or the process for making the game before we move on to the next thing?
Not really. I mean, there's obviously like a bunch of stuff, but like,
Yeah. All right. Next, we're gonna check out one of Skye's pieces from her art station. This is one that I picked off because I thought it was really striking, and it reminded me of one of the projects that we worked on together when I was still at Digipen. I thought it was really fun.
Always gotta go for those mushroom vibes.
Yes, the mushroom vibes. And so I thought this might be a good opportunity to ask you about like your style or what you feel sets you apart from other artists at Digipen. Give you a chance to
Piece
sort
was
of
actually
brag.
it was a fun little experiment. This was the first time I wasn't constricted to photorealism or do this one specific thing in one specific style. Like this was the first chance I got to like you can do anything. And so naturally, I overscoped the hell out of the project, and we were learning how to use RenderMan, which is really cool. It's got some of the most accurate lighting simulations ever. It's Pixar's thing. It's really
Oh,
cool. But materials don't work like they do in
Oh.
Arnold or the Blender cycles. Like it is just completely alien and strange and had lots of like different things. So
Interesting.
I wanted to do something whimsical. I was originally going to make it a diorama, but
Oh, well.
just the scaling didn't work right, so I made it a grassy field, and then I learned how to do grass cards, and grass cards are pain.
Well, it
You
looks.
go into Photoshop.
I'm gonna say it looks whole. Like it looks like a very complete piece that is, pleasing to look at. I wouldn't have guessed that there was so much cut out of it.
Yeah, I learned a lot. Learned a lot about like how to set up new projects and like taking high res and low res, and I got really good at grass cards. And you go into Photoshop, you cut out pieces of grass, and then you set those to a plane. You make them all transparent. That's why if you play a game, all your little tufts of grass are flat because they're just little JPEGs of grass stuck in there and twisted around. Just happens to be like the easiest, most cost-effective way to make some grass.
How charming.
You know, I got a question, Skye.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen this before, and what I will ask is, and I know you know the answer to this, who lives here?
Oh well, see, this is run by a little toadstool fairy kind of
Hell yeah.
person. She's crotchety, and then like the ladybugs will come through and they'll come and stop for the night.
Hell yeah, Ladybug Motel. You know, that is about the answer that I would have guessed. You know, it conveys it, Skye.
Oh, thank you. Tiny, tiny motel for tiny critters.
Oh, whoops. Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. Oh, well, it is a lovely ladybug motel. And I thought it would help us get to know you as an artist better. But right now, we're going to say screw all that and look at something that Zach made. And then we'll get back to you. But no, I love it. I'm excited to see more from you. All right. Oh, you know what? I just muted you guys, by the way. I totally meant to mute Discord notifications. And I just completely
saying the
muted your
most
voice.
horrible things.
Oh man, my bad. I was like, man,
yeah.
I would have thought they would have butted in and interrupted me or something and said something getting me banned from Twitch.
Oh yeah.
My bad. All right, so let's get in here. Oh, I do actually need to turn the sound down on Smog a little bit so it's not drowning you guys out. I do love this track though. I don't know where you got it from. This is a solo project from you, right, Zach?
Absolutely. The track. Okay, I used this track on my little bookstore game. You know.
Oh, okay.
And this used to be a much sadder track, but I wanted it to start happy because it's not gonna end happy.
Oh, well, yikes. Look off balcony. Well, that is this way. Let's go check out the balcony. Love the character design.
Yeah, thank you.
Got two different colored legs.
Yeah, he does. It's very high fashion.
Yes, yes. Beyond my understanding.
Cheat in animation. If you make the legs different colors, you don't have to do as much of the passover.
Oh. Oh, of course I'm coming over tonight.
Yeah, you are.
All right, see you then. All right, well, let's go see them. Leave for party. Skye, I know you're just holding back all this artistic criticism of the game.
Yeah.
No, it's actually just making sense, right? So in our next one, I won't go into too much, but like, Zach is the only designer who like really creatively abused and misused assets to fill in things we hadn't made yet.
I see.
And like, he made a really convincing chandelier out of our little wall candles and a table, to the point most of us couldn't tell he hadn't been given one yet. And seeing this, it's like, okay, he's got the creative problem solving.
You know, don't mind these little cult members in the back.
Oh, okay. They are freaking me out quite a bit, actually. I was definitely going to mind them, but I guess let's not. All right. Thought you'd ghost. No, of course not. Sup, Kev? Hola, amigo. Care for a smoke? No, I don't smoke.
All right. Well, that's basically the end of the vertical slice. It's like the prototype. I just show off all the mechanics. But you can smoke now.
Oh, I can.
The game's actually about So you have to hold it.
I see.
So the longer you hold it, the longer the hit.
Right, the more cancer we get.
Oh, and now you coughed. You took too big of a hit.
Oh, I see. And that's the core gameplay loop right there?
Well, it's actually, the game's actually about addiction. Nicotine
Oh,
addiction.
interesting.
Oh, yeah. It's gonna ruin your life, dude.
The game or
because
nicotine?
Nicotine, baby. Nicotine. This guy, that's why it starts happy. See?
I see.
Pretty party.
All right. So that's the end of that vertical slice. Let's see.
Basically, yeah.
I love the art style. Like the styling is all really nice. It flows really well.
Yeah, I did the whole apartment I did by myself, and the clothes, but I got this like the bear people model and the animations.
Oh, I see.
And the dancing people in the back are super impressive animation-wise, as you can tell.
Yes, yes. I'm actually like starstruck right now by the amount of quality that is going into this animation.
I know, right? But yeah, and
Waves could have been a lot worse.
yeah, well, I like Kevin's little idle animation. That turned out pretty good.
Yeah, I think it turns out great. What inspired you to make a game about nicotine addiction?
I have nicotine addiction.
Ah, I see. Not much inspiration needed.
Those fat vape clouds.
Yeah, well, so the project is actually about like catharsis. So you have to like feel strong emotions and like relieve them basically. So like it's just gonna get really dark, and then there's like 2 endings where you quit or you don't quit.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, well, man, that's crazy. Like I'm gonna blow up Discord. I'm gonna smack it with a hammer if it keeps giving me notifications. What was I gonna say? Oh, I mean, I would say like I struggle with things in my own life like we all do, but I don't think that very often it's so easy for us to translate that into art.
Oh yeah. So I actually have a few like this like little group chat of a bunch of like smokers that are like in on the development right now.
Oh, cool.
And they're kind of there because they're excited for the project, but they're also kind of there because they're like, don't fuck this up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because if
No pressure.
Yeah, if I go too hard, it's like a enlistedthetruth.com commercial.
Right.
And if I don't go hard enough, then it's just smoking propaganda, So
Yeah.
it's a little tricky.
Well, that's really cool. I'm going to do something really quickly.
Do not disturb and it won't make noises at you. You just click your little face at the bottom there. Yeah. Assume that's Zach's girlfriend that I'm presently working on stealing.
Yeah, well.
Just wait. Gotta be subtle. Slide in the DMs classy like.
With cowboy dogs, I hear.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I need to put these back. All right. All right, and now we're going to check out that second piece from Skye, which was the second really striking piece that I saw on your portfolio, just because there's a lot going on. I love the color palette, and I'm intrigued by the story of what's going on. Like, I want to know more about what's happening here.
Okay, so this one I really like. This was part of a really busy semester, same one as the other one. This was from my texturing class. So the modeling detail is a little I went a little easy on it because we were focusing on cool textures.
Right.
I think it was the summer leading up to that year. I had made a painting I really liked, and it's about this race of blue aliens. They put on that little hat there in the foreground. They go into their pod, they hook up, and they like fly the ship telepathically.
Oh.
And they've got this whole holographic display, and they go through it, and it's just an idea I really liked, using lots of blues and purples. And so I put it together. We had certain like texture requirements. Some had to tile, some had to be like custom done. And the shaders for the planets were a fun little thing to mess around with, because Maya did not want to get them that they didn't want to be holographic and glow.
Oh, I see.
So I got somewhere I liked, and the teacher helped me out a lot with that, but his Maya version was older than mine, so there were some hiccups. And the whole screen display back there is actually a box, where all of those are just physical objects placed in there and arranged so that the light will cast on the other objects how I want.
Right.
But that's like a whole setup box with like no screen in front of it. It's just empty.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love this composition. I'm a big fan of like purples and blues. This one immediately caught my eye. I'm attached to this. I love the headpiece. There's a lot going on. So yeah, and now
I could do anything, so I made it blue and purple and glow.
I love it. All right, and then the last thing we're gonna check out before the interview is this game that you guys are currently working on. Is that right?
Yeah.
That's right.
So keep in mind, it's very rough. Where it should be done in air quotes this semester. We're hoping to get another semester to work on it. Our direction is transitioning, and there's a lot of things missing.
I expect to be able to bully you. That's all I need.
Oh yeah.
All right, give me that master volume. Put it right there.
Piano.
All right. I do like the piano. Ooh.
Ta-da! Little main menu action going.
I love it. I love the animated main menu. We got a small person. I've got Discord notifications still going off in my ear. I don't know how. Everything's muted.
Wait, is that me? Hold on.
Oh yeah, that is totally you.
God fucking damn it.
Good job, Zach.
Oh, I see. Man, I was about to lose my mind. I'm so glad we figured that out.
All right. I put it on. I turned off push to talk. But
Oh, I see. Okay.
you might hear my girlfriend's commentary now.
Okay. that is okay with me. All right.
This is Zach's level for the most part, and what I've been doing the most assets in.
Oh, okay.
So, fun stuff.
Yeah.
Fun stuff. Yeah. I just moved the hallway, so it's kind of depressing mode. But you know what? It's okay. And these chairs, we have new chair models, so you know.
Okay.
Chairs not hook up.
Ah! Oh, go back. Go back. All right, I'll put that right there. Attend to our guests now. All right, we'll push in their chair. This one doesn't want to go in. I will make you. There we go.
Oh dear.
There you go. Get in
There we go.
Now. All right.
That's a shame. I textured all of that.
I don't believe you.
I thought I hooked them up.
Lazy artists at it again.
Yeah.
They were all textured and beautiful when I completely redid your level, so.
Does that say sever my hand?
Yes, and we got the clearance.
Somehow
Ah!
Did Did they approve it, or did they not stop you? Like, have they mentioned it yet?
You know, they did mention it when we first put it. We were like, "Sever is the best word here," because some people were like, "That's too not teen. We have to use the word deploy." I'm like,
Deploy your hand? Absolutely not. I will not deploy my
I wanted
hand.
to go with detach, but okay. They're like, dismemberment is so close to a mature rating.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful.
So
Well, yeah, you got to be
had...
careful with dismemberment. You don't want to lose too much blood. Oh, here's that chandelier. Oh no.
Crash the chandelier.
All right, walk up to your body to regain control.
Chandelier too. What build is this?
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Some of the plates are working.
Oh dear.
That's fine. I'll flame the programmers.
Key gained.
Key gained.
Yeah.
That's a nice plant.
But hey, he did mention it. He said, "Sever your hand." Ha ha ha! I love that. And then that's all we've heard about it. So
yeah. Grant says, "Yo, I finally get to see someone else's 300 game."
There it is. Well, this is what 8 artists looks like.
Wow.
Absolutely.
All right. Well.
Did we go up to 9? I feel like Jesse was 8.
The designers just keep each artist in a box and just make them work with their heads down.
That's true. We have a VFX artist now too, so I think that's 9.
Wow.
I feel like we're at 9, and then whichever one of the designers that aren't Zach we've adopted.
Yeah. I'm just kind of the odd one out. I don't know why the camera took so long to move there. So I just rotated the hallway so that it comes in like the dining room sideways, which I felt was better. This is a note, you know.
All right. Okay.
Loading screen.
I agree with what Orth was saying about putting a rug there by the door, so you know like where out is.
I do think that would be good. So with that many artists on the team, Skye, would you tell us like what it is you're working on in this game?
Essentially filling this sort of middle management role, and you gotta put the key in the door first. Dang. Our designers have been having trouble tutorializing this.
I see.
So you gotta go down to that middle door.
Oh, I see.
So right now I manage. Basically, we have too many artists for one artist to do all of the like lead duties as well as micromanage everyone else.
Gotcha.
So I took charge of environments. I manage a spreadsheet. I put together a smart material and how to use that just so that we can be consistent as we sort of change our texture direction. Originally, we were going like pretty realism-based PBR.
Right.
And I throw together assets, and we've all kind of sort of grabbed the ones we want. We all need a portfolio piece or two, so we've kind of been like picking an asset and wanting to take it to completion. Ooh. But there is some like trade-off.
Oh, let's see. On the stream, I think the game is running a little choppy. That's interesting.
You know,
has this game been known to max out GPUs?
GPUs. You know what? It's funny you asked that.
Oh no.
Yeah, one of the TAs literally said like that they couldn't run it. GPU.
Couldn't run it. It was maxing out.
Oh yeah, maxed out GPU.
Yep, there we go. Look at that.
Yeah. It's all this lighting.
This is the study, isn't it?
Yeah, the study. So door slam.
Okay, fine. We'll stop making every book an individual object, I guess.
Oh my god. Yeah, it is running quite choppy on this stream, but hopefully you guys are able to see what's going on. It is running much smoother for me than it is on the stream. That's what I'll say right now. Just in case.
Well, he's screen sharing with us, and it looks fine to me.
Okay, look, Jack. We've only broken 2 laptops doing the lighting. How could that be a problem?
Let me...
Oh no.
We can stop. Maybe, but you're not sharing on your Twitch either. Still pretty rough. I don't know if it was doing it in the other room too, but this one, so every bookshelf has about 50 objects that are textured books. And that's a carryover from last semester where we only had one room and one bookshelf. So, it's getting updated as we go. Oh yeah. They can they can be condensed. The textures can be done more efficiently. They don't need to be objects. It was kind of just set up to, like, we didn't know if the designer in charge of this room wanted to like have the camera peek through the shelves, at which point, you'd want different book setups. And so we built a lot of our assets with the idea of empowering our designers because they love the idea of having a level editor. Who broke the bride AI?
Yeah, the bride's just kind of there right now. There's a little creepy woman that's walking around this library.
I think he died.
It's okay,
Oh man.
just grab that key in there. Grab it.
Oh, and Tristan's still doing the emissive map. It's got a really nice texture on there. You can't tell, but the texture, oof, real nice. Some of my best work.
Oh yeah.
But eventually that lady in there will like follow you around. She'll grab you with her freaky claw hands. It'll be super spooky.
Well, I'm
I
definitely
think what
excited to see
happened.
that. That sounds
I
terrifying.
think what happened is her AI broke when it used to
Hmm.
be like a horizontal shelf layout, and now they've changed the direction because we had a lot of problems with camera and just gameplay flow.
You know, we do have a problem with gameplay flow, and these do help, but we do need to delete this text in the foyer. Like, what's going on?
I mean, it helps me out.
It helps you out, but hey, dude, level 1.
Dining room, level 1. I love it. Uh,
Surprised that it's gone on as long as it does,
I
with
know.
the exploding text.
a
Yeah.
uh, a hot skinny tip, if you want one, is that maybe having a chain that goes from this door to the doors upstairs would indicate that you need to come here to unlock the doors upstairs.
That'd be kind of cool.
That's my hot skinny tip of the day. Let me into old prototype level 3.
Hell yeah, old prototype. So this was our so like first semester all we needed to do was make like a small section of the game. So this was our small
Level.
section. Level
Oh,
3.
I
Yeah.
see. This painting is getting more and more spooky, and I love it.
Yeah, it's got claws now.
Very nice. Oh man, that's a lot of
And
dolls.
wait until her high res is in. Just
Oh.
Hey, you got
I
it.
got the key. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Let me out of here.
That's right. Just get out of here. Just leave.
Oh, what's over here? Darkness. I think I've been godded.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
You think?
Spooky walls.
Uh-oh. It was a scripted get godded.
No,
Oh,
no.
it was one of those boss
Oh.
fights you couldn't win.
It's one of those.
Darn you, Seath the Scaleless.
All right, this better
So-
work or I'm gonna die.
Yeah, there's like one block that keeps glitching out in this one. So hopefully it works.
I was
I
able to
can't
make it
quite beat
down.
the game last playthrough.
All right. Oh, I
But
gotta put this somewhere.
Hey, it's working.
Oh, that is a doll that
hey.
has been skewered. Very cool.
Fun fact about this level, none of the faculty believe me when I tell them, but this was mostly designers just having fun and going nuts and decorating the level. They're like, no, you gotta like babysit your designers. You gotta make sure they won't do anything good unless you beat it into them. And I'm like, no, they basically did all the set dressing for a prototype. No, doesn't sound like a designer.
Well, it doesn't sound like me, that's for sure. I can tell you right now, mine would be very ugly.
Don't worry,
Don't let me do
I
anything.
yell at
Let
them
me hear.
about misuse of assets as much as I used to yell at you about it.
I appreciate
Okay.
that.
It worked. Oh, thank God. That lead climbing has been a bug. Been a real
Oh, I
pain.
see. Uh-oh, more screen shake. Oh, God. Reminds me of Little Nightmares. Use X to
Oh,
sprint.
hey, that's one of our references.
Wow.
Yay, nailed it. Good job, team.
Sprint.
Oh, I'll tell your
Sprint.
team they'll be thrilled.
Sprint. We got it. Doll, get out of the way. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. We're fine. We're fine. I may upload some, like some supplementary footage of the game that runs better.
I love this mirror because, sorry, real quick. Walk in
Go
that
for it.
mirror.
Oh, you got it. You got it, boss.
Walk in that mirror. Yeah. I love that it's not perfect reflection and it just looks like hella cursed in there.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say about it.
And so it was Lorenzo or Spice that just stealthily set that up without telling anyone. So you've just got the curse here.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love the secret cursed mirror. All right. But yeah, I'll try to capture some footage of this game. That actually shows how it would run properly, not on a capture card. So that.
Yeah. Hey, dude, as long as you have a dedicated GPU, you know, it should be fine.
Yeah.
It's
Oh
running
no.
fine for you, which is the important thing.
Uh-oh.
I think I broke it.
Oh, dear.
I think I
Okay,
broke
designer,
it.
what do you do if you can't get back to your body?
You know, this is kind of Miller's level, so I don't know. You know, I've really tried to prevent this, you know.
I'm
I can't
amazed
believe you've
that
done this.
it hasn't come up yet.
You know, you
Force
used to be
breaks
able
everything.
to kill yourself as the hand, which is what Aaron just tried.
Yeah, I figured it would help.
Oh,
But you
we
know that
baby proofed it.
caused way too many bugs.
I see.
Well, this is no good.
All right, well,
Well,
I think I'm gonna have to leave it there for now.
Yeah.
Yeah, leave the end a mystery. We don't know what
Yes,
happens.
check out the game yourself. Buy it on Steam for pre-order now, $39.99.
Pre-order free.
The
Yeah.
point that Johnny's menu screen isn't there anymore.
Oh yeah. Oh god.
I've got it pinned somewhere. I'll just link you to that because I'm not signed into my Twitch. So
Oh, whoops.
just send you that image. That used to be our briefly.
It's a classic.
It's iconic.
Very nice. All right, let me pull up Ceramic Soul so that I can have the menu in the background while I interview you guys. Let's see. Do you guys have any more you want to say about Ceramic Soul before we move past it?
This game was initially going to be an ARG where you go to Australia to. No. Yeah, no, it's actually a really cool project. We were kind of all inspired by like Little Nightmares and like Coraline and
Yeah.
just cool. Just cool. It was actually the artist's idea. So what's funny is, so me and the design team besides one, and then all the programmers were on a team, like a mini team, and we couldn't find artists, but we wanted to make a horror game really badly. And then Skye, I was like DMing, and she was like, I got this team that has no designers or programmers, and we want to make a horror game.
We're 7 artists that want to be spooky.
Yeah, and we were like, well, right.
Screw your idea, because we run the place now. Abandon it, because the art team has one they're really, really have their heart set on.
You know, your idea was better anyways, only because ours was a multiplayer game, and because of COVID, they don't let multiplayer slide this year. So
interesting. You know, like couch co-op or like multiplayer at all?
I think they'd let you do online, but I don't know.
But that'd
know,
be a
like,
nightmare.
That's really hard to play test.
Yeah, definitely. So, you know, and then our other idea was VR, and that's not allowed either. So we were like, well, crap. The faculty just banned us.
Yeah.
Was it banned, or was it just none of the artists want to? We get a lot of warnings of like, it's hard because you gotta performance. It's really hard to get good performance out of VR, and you gotta deal with the motion sickness. You're gonna have these really low res assets, and you don't want that in your portfolio for when you graduate. So like, none of the BFA cohort wanted to touch VR at all.
You know, I've never heard that, but they banned it because because of COVID, but you can't share Oculus sets or anything.
Right.
So every single person on the team would need one. So that's why they're like, nah.
Gotcha.
Makes sense.
But yeah, I don't know. And their idea was sick. It was literally just, we want to play as a doll that takes apart their limbs. We were like, cool.
That's pretty badass. Not gonna lie.
You ripped off your whole arm in the initial like brainstorming phase. I think there might have been that's what was. You reassembled yourself and then deassembled yourself as you went.
I see.
But that was hard.
Right.
So now you use the one body part to solve puzzles, and you start with it.
I see.
Yeah, I had also like week 2 or something pitched the idea of like subbing your arm out for like different mods, which would have been would have turned out to be a nightmare.
Yeah, I can imagine that would be cool. God, that would
be cool.
Be a nightmare. Oh man. Well, I am incredibly excited to see how that turns out. So definitely keep me posted on that, and we'll try to get you guys back on the show once it's finished, or at least once it runs on my stream setup better.
Yay! Optimal.
We're gonna try and get that one on Steam too. So in theory, there will be an optimization pass.
Sweet. I cannot wait. I'm very excited for that. And feel free to hit me up for a playtest anytime. All right. We are going to move on to the interview segment.
All right, let's do it.
All right. So, Zach, you've mentioned it a little bit, but if I'm being completely honest, I was playing games and not listening to you. What is your design discipline, and how does that affect the team projects that you work on? What role does that usually put you into?
Well, I'm a systems guy, so I'm basically like, for the layman, although I don't know if there's any layman watching, just balancing game systems, I guess. It's kind of broad. It's broader than it sounds, but I've never had a project where like that's my sole focus, and part of that's just because Digipen is what it is, and like our first one was a platformer, so like character controller is a lot of the systems, and then this one I was like, okay, this is what the hand does, and then that was like the systems work. So like after that, I was just kind of like on the dining room level and playtesting, That's kind of where I am at. But yeah, I mean, so that's kind of how it's affected me on like this kind of team. But for industry wise, it's more, I'm probably gonna be in more of like a combat balancing kind of job.
Okay.
Yeah, which is kind of hype.
Yeah, and so I have the same question for Skye, which is, what is your art focus, and how does that usually affect your role on a team at Digipen?
I like environments. I like the props and the things that don't move and the little nitty gritty that gives a space personality. Um, Initially, when I signed on for Ceramic Soul, I was just give me a list and I will make things and I will populate the world, and then I moved on to more organizational things, and that's less with my focus and more just I like to organize lists.
Yeah. Very cool. All right. Now, can each of you give one example of something that surprised you about each other's discipline that you learned from working with each other? If that sort of makes sense. When you started working with each other, Skye, what surprised you about design? And then Zach, what surprised you about art?
Well, what surprised me the most about art, well, they kind of warned us about this, but like there's always like small little things that you never really see coming in like a team project. There's always going to be something, and most of it is like translating. See, artists, I forget who told this me. I think it was Skye that said like artists are more of like a big picture kind of thing. And so getting a big solid like frame of mind just is like what artists they like don't 100% need it, but like that's just it's for the best, you know.
Right.
And design is very micro. Like this works, so then we do this, and then we change it 50 times, you know. And so there's kind of a disconnect that just kind of comes with that. Like, oh, we need this hook arm, and then we're like, never mind, the hook arm's trash. Put it in the garbage. And they're like, I spent a week on this, and I'm like, who cares? It's going. Get over it. We need this now. And so, yeah, that's like the first kind of thing that kind of comes with it.
Definitely. My first team, which none of you would know anything about, we had a lot of like communication issues to the point where the only way we could get through it was to aggressively start scribbling on a whiteboard at each other to go, no, this is what I'm saying when I use these words. This is why what you're asking for is impossible. So I've actually started doing that with Miller and MS Paint. And he's just been, now anytime he has to talk to the artists, he comes with his MS Paint doodles.
Oh,
and
nice.
I think Johnny's been helping a little bit. Those are some crass drawings, though. But yeah, it's interesting that they're trying to get in the nitty gritty of like what makes a game fun and playable, and like balancing the player's speed and all that. But we still have to communicate almost exclusively visually because we are never thinking the same thing when we say the same words.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a good example of that. One, I don't know. You know, so in Flatline,
Right.
we had the player trail when you dash.
Yeah.
And that went through like 50 iterations.
Wow.
Because trying to define how that looked and how it worked was like really hard. Because I just kind of had like a headspace and I'd like draw it out, but like even that just kind of can look 50 different ways, you know. Just,
yeah.
Like, after it. And so that was tricky. And sometimes, like the Skye Bridge, I was like, "Yo, Tammy, just make it bigger than the player." She's like, "That's not gonna fly." How many tiles is it tall? I'm like, I don't know, 3, 4.
Like, how many tiles is anything tall?
Oh, that is so frustrating, where it's just like, you know, like this much. No, it's got to be like a set number of units. It's got to be proportional to the rest. I need to know for texture resolution. Like, what you are saying is meaningless. Give me something tangible. 1.5 of that thing? We can work with that, but... Oh.
Yeah, you know, we run into a lot of scale issues with Ceramic Soul, actually, because she's a doll. So, like, she's a very specific size, so everything else has to be like a specific size and proportion.
Right.
And sometimes it's like,
Gotta
man,
be bigger, but not so bigger.
yeah, it's like for the level it needs to be a little bigger, and they're like, yeah, but chairs aren't that big. It's like, well, damn it.
Yeah, and that's probably where a lot of your camera issues came from too. Was too much clutter, things taking up too much space, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, interesting. All right, well, let's see what is next. Skye, about how long would you say it takes before you're like completely satisfied with one art asset? And then what kind of factors make that take more or less time? Because you said you're an environment person and you sort of populate the world with all these different pieces. So I'd like to know more about that.
Yeah, so like the way they structure this class is you've got to have like everything, like a crude model in for everything by week 5.
Mm.
So you can't really just go and make it look good. And there's like a similar, just frantic pace for everything. So there's maybe only one asset I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, or like the model is pretty nice. I need to watch my poly counts. I'm a little bit bad about how many polygons I use. So I couldn't go farther with that model. I'm not allowed.
I see.
So I put a ton of detailing in the texture you won't see because the game is too dark, but I really like how it turned out. I think it's pretty nice. I spent about maybe 15, 20 hours on that one asset alone, and I absolutely cannot do that again, or the game won't be done.
Right.
If I'm lucky, I can spend about 3 hours on an asset and then have any hope of getting enough of them done to finish the game. Our old prototype basically has to be completely retextured because we super changed the art direction with that.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a discipline you'll try to stick with later on, just to sort of keep yourself in check, or do you think that once you have more freedom, you'll try to put as much time into assets as you possibly can?
In terms of like a practical sense, you absolutely have to like cut yourself off at some point. It's good to shoot for a level of quality, but at the same time, the way art is you can always make it better. You can always push it that little bit farther. You've been staring at it too long. You hate it now. It's time to do it again, but better.
Right.
But you know, with like personal side projects, there's no deadlines looming. You can spend a little bit longer here and there. It doesn't matter if it takes a whole summer to do one scene if you're just doing it for fun, but usually in like a project-oriented, deadlines-centric world, you gotta try and like keep your time where you can spend it. Like some can take longer, some are gonna be tiny on screen. If you spend more than 40 minutes on that, you're screwing around.
Right. Well, cool. All right, Zach. What is the most important thing that yourself in particular, but you think that maybe other designers also look for in an artist for a team project?
If they're good.
All right, next question.
It's relevant. A lot of things are relevant for like art style. I mean, if you already have an art style in mind for the game and they can't do it, then like it doesn't really matter if they can do something else well. But usually that's the art lead's call. So I trust that to not my call. But usually if a designer's like looking for an artist, they're usually looking for an artist to do a specific job. You know, like our VFX are bad, we need a VFX artist, or like, you know, we need a ton of trees, we'll probably need more than one environment artist. It's typically like what we talk about.
Right.
Because you know, we trust them. Artists are cool, and I would say they need to be chill, but like there aren't that many not chill artists.
Yeah. Seems to sort of come with the gig.
Yeah, come with the gig. So, but they should be chill. You know, if they're a bad vibe, you know, that's just a whole other issue.
Yeah. So then,
I mean, Skye is trash just as a person.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I've ever had a chill moment with Skye.
No, never.
All right. Well then, Skye, do you think that there are certain kinds of projects or game pitches that tend to entice artists more or less, or like what gets an artist onto a team? What entices you guys usually?
Like, in a general sense, it seems like there's a big market for fantasy adventure games and horror games this year. That's basically the only projects that are out there right now. And I don't blame them, because I wound up on a horror game and I would have totally loved to do a fantasy adventure game. And I think that's just, artists want to do the things that they're inspired by. They want to take their own, do their own take on it. So a lot of that's going to come down to like, what's the style? Is it high poly, low poly? Is it colorful? Is it not? There's some people who super don't want to work on something colorful and more appealing to the younger audiences or whatever. And then there's some who are like, yes, but only if I can make it glittery.
Yeah.
And then like, you look at who's on the project, how many artists there are, how are the vibes? Is this going to be like a tightly run ship, or is this, you all kind of just sort of vibe and things get done somehow? Is it a big project, but only 4 artists? Are you going to be crunching the whole time? Stuff like that. But most of the time, if an artist thinks it's neat, they'll want to do it.
Man. Pretty much sounds like art and design mostly just go for similar vibes. They can sort of identify each other and work together pretty well if they're on the same wavelength.
If I'm trying to hook in an artist, usually I pitch the world and then the story next.
And
they're like, wow. It takes place in a giant rock. We're like, yeah. And they're like, okay. Right. I got you.
Awesome. All right. Well, can either of you think of a moment that best captures the relationship between art and design that you've experienced working on a team?
It's probably during Flatline, but I'm gonna think.
Okay.
The only reason I say that is because current project there's 9 artists, so there's no the power dynamic is not equal.
Right.
Yeah, we got 4 lowly designers. Miller's been adopted, so he may as well be an artist, but yeah, we gave them an idea and said make it a fun game. So there's not much harmony there.
You're holding designers captive.
3, and then there's 3 programmers, so
they're not cool, though.
Wow.
And so they outnumber us everyone, including music. So there's no real power there, but definitely during Flatline, I know that there was tons of examples in Flatline of like, I don't know, I'm trying to think. I think
where you'd like just come up with the level flow, and you showed us on the whiteboard for the first time. We're all met, like it was Friday or something, and you drew out all the levels 1 through 5, and you like walked us through. And then you went there and there and da da da, and like went through it, and everyone was excited, and like the artists we could see, we could like envision what the game would look like. This is the first glimpse of like this was going to be our game, and for once we were all on the same page, and that was like the most exciting part of Flatline.
Yay. Well, I'm flattered.
It's that moment where you can get the artists to visualize it themselves.
Yeah. Definitely. We had a lot of this is kind of like a tech thing, but like one of the funniest parts about Flatline was that everybody wanted this like cool lighting, like bisexual lighting the whole time, and design was like, it'll make it look good, and the art was like, we built our assets around this looking good, so it better. And we didn't get it till like 4 weeks before the end of the project, and we were like, wow. Yeah. I don't know.
For some reason, that guy worked with some of us again. I don't know why.
Yeah, and he still hasn't done my hand camera, so whatever. Yeah, I don't know. It's a trip, that's
Yeah.
for sure. Game development.
Game development is a trip, or so I've heard.
Yeah, so you've heard.
Yeah,
I
so
think
I've heard.
I mean, you've never been on a team, right? With any
No,
of the
I've never
people.
been on a team with either of you, and I hope I never am. Um,
It'd just be a miserable experience.
I
Very
definitely,
abusive.
yeah, I definitely was not on one of the example teams that Skye gave, um, with a lack of communication or anything like that. I did not scribble at Skye for hours on end on a whiteboard.
Didn't help me
Didn't do that.
patent angry whiteboard doodles.
I didn't make a meme out of the color yellow.
I'm still
Yellow.
upset about the color yellow. I don't use it ever, and it's in
Yeah,
bad
I don't even like yellow. Yellow, never heard of it. Don't talk to me about yellow. All right. So question again for both of you. What are your greatest sources of inspiration when it comes to
cool things.
your things? Man, well, cool. All right, cool. All right, that's it. Cool things.
Cool things.
Easy interview.
Well, for me, I'm most inspired by indie projects.
Mm.
Honestly, like I really like a game when I'm like, wow, this game's lit and it like feels good, and then I'm like, dude, one guy did this, like I could do this, you know? And that's usually what gets me like all fired up. And this might sound pretentious, but like there's definitely a moment in development where I'm always like, damn, and I'm like inspired by what I'm doing in the moment as well.
Yeah. That's really cool.
And a few
When you
artists,
see
you know,
a cool thing.
like Skye. I'm inspired by Skye.
No.
Oh.
That's very sweet.
Very sweet. I don't know. Beeple, big guy, big fan.
Hmm.
Glitch art. I don't know. That stuff's cool.
Get the brain going.
Yeah.
I love any game that goes for something different.
Mm.
Like you got the AAA realism, and yeah, it's super cool. You can see the pores stretching. Did you know pores stretching is what makes a face go from uncanny valley to good because you're so in tune with how the pores on a face stretch?
I didn't know that.
Thanos did that in Infinity War.
Yeah,
Wow.
they had a low-res version of his face for like wide shots, but his close-in, okay, I think they modeled those in or like used ZBrush or something. But like, okay, so you have your realism, your AAA realism with the pores stretching,
Right.
and I really like it when a game does not that.
Mm.
Like Dead Cells, it looks pixel art. It's all
Yeah.
3D. It's all like 3D modeled and stuff. Or like
Wow.
you've got the return of low poly stuff coming, like as a stylistic choice where it looks really clean and cute. And there's just a lot of room to do cool stuff, and I see something that's neat, and I want to do all of it.
Very cool. Those are very good and also very similar answers. It's no wonder you guys get along. That checks out. That makes sense. All right. And then another question, the last question that I have for both of you is if you had one piece of advice for someone pursuing your career path, what would it be?
Shoot, man. You wanna be a designer.
Mm-hmm. A systems designer.
A systems
Give
designer.
a designer a cookie.
Well, the first thing I'll say is that a lot of I do talk to a lot of people, and a lot of people have a more systems brain than they say, you know. I mean, a lot of people play a lot of games and they're like, dang, I wish this game had like grappling hook you could use or like whatever. And this might be a little bit cheesy, but if you don't like making board games, then good luck, dude. Good luck. I loved board game class and I kind of miss it. And that's kind of how I knew I was a big systems guy, because it's just systems pure. There's nothing else except like making the board look pretty, you know?
Right.
And, you know, it's really just basic. If you can't make if you can't have if you can't make someone have fun, I feel like it's not the right word, but if someone doesn't have fun rolling dice in your game, then they're not gonna have fun dealing 50 damage in your game, you know.
Yeah.
And so that's my advice, honestly.
All right. I
Make
like
board
it.
game.
Yeah, make board game.
Get good.
Be good. I love it. All right, Skye, what about you?
I'll start with a preface of it's totally okay to do art for fun, and you don't have to make a career out of it. Because making a career out of it is, you know, it's rewarding. It's super cool to like team up with all these amazing people, and like, oh my gosh, when I saw my first like asset move, oh, that was magical. And everything is gonna be about 50 times harder than you think it is. So temper your expectations and be patient with yourself while you're learning.
All right. That's some good advice. Be
patient. Definitely don't be afraid to cut things.
Just cut it all.
Yeah.
Cut it all.
Don't be afraid to cut anything that art gives you. And don't even listen to them when they say how much time they spent on it. That doesn't matter. You can cut anything you want.
That's how you wind up on the programmer team.
Right.
If generally if they don't say whoa in a playtest, then it's probably not up to par. Whoa. That's my little key word. I look out for woes.
I like it. Good rule of thumb.
I don't know. Anyone can be a systems designer, even if it's just playing Sudoku on your phone.
I love it. All right.
Thank you.
Well, to close us out, I'm going to take a look at your guys' websites that you have sent me. Hopefully I didn't just kill the stream. I did not. Very cool. All right.
Hey, good job.
All right. So, Zach Super has a website, zachsuper.com.
I do.
He's got his games on there. We checked out one of the games that is on here. These other games you are welcome to check out yourself.
That's right.
Definitely go do that. So yeah, if you guys want to see more from Zach and his work, go check him out here. ZachSuper.com.
All this stuff's super cool.
Yeah, check out Wild Styled West. It's great.
This one down here. All right, I'm gonna do that once I'm done here. So yeah, check out Zach. Do you have any requests from like people who are hiring or like anything? Is there anything you want to say here on the website while we're here?
Hey, there's a bunch more stuff I'm gonna throw on there. Please don't judge me. Look at what I've done as opposed to what you're looking for, I guess.
Interesting. All right.
If I'm applying for a whatever job, I don't always have an exact game that matches 1-to-1 to your game. You know what I'm saying? That's what I gotta say to employers.
All right. Cool. And then we've got Skye's Art Station. I have this pulled up that I just stole from the Art Station to show off. This is Skye's Art Station. Go check her out. Go check out all of her art. It's wonderful. I'm a big fan of Skye and Skye's work. I think it's amazing. So check her out here. You can message her, follow her, give her a job, whatever. I think these people are super cool and talented.
That clock and that handle piece are in the game.
I'm about to retexture those like in 2 weeks. So that'll be fun. That one right there is my baby, and I have to completely retexture it.
Oh man, that looks beautiful. That's a beautiful.
Yeah, don't retexture it.
They wanted to go hand painted, and that's all PBR. It's all got to be redone.
Excuse me. All right. Well, thank you, you two. Oh wait, and it's artstation.com/Skybee with 2 I's after the B, and then Zach Super is just zachsuper.com. Make sure you snag these if you are looking to check them out. this will be up on YouTube. I will be trying to also upload some gameplay from Ceramic Soul that runs smoothly, so you guys can get a better feel for how it looks and runs and all that. So yeah, thank you two so much for stopping by. I hope you had a good time. I had a great time with this.
Yeah,
Great talking to you again, man.
Yeah, I miss you guys. Yeah, so hopefully you'll send more people my way so that I can continue to be mediocre at hosting this sort of thing. And
Yeah, I'll hook you up with John's project and some of the folks on Duna.
perfect. Yeah. And again, I'm really excited to see what you guys do in the future. So thank you everybody so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you guys next time.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
See ya.
Thank you.
Peace out,
Yeah,
everybody.
see you.